Yo, yo. What is up? What is good? How is everybody doing? How are you doing, JD?
Oh, I'm all right. I'm alive. That's half the
You're
battle,
alive.
right?
Hey, that's all you can ask for, right? We woke up today. It's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Sun is shining. It's getting
Yeah.
warmer. I don't know how the weather is down in
Oh, it's
KC, but
it's terrible down here. It's all wet and gross. It's like 40 degrees, like just not fun.
yeah, it's not. Let's see. What's the weather right now for us up here in Michigan? 56. Wow. It was only supposed to be like
Yeah, it's supposed
low 50s.
it's supposed to be nice here this weekend, but I don't know. I'm stuck in my office. We're just hanging out, coding away.
Oh, that's all we're doing over here. We're just vibing out. We're just vibing out. We had some technical issues. For
Exactly.
some reason, StreamYard wouldn't share the browser, share the screen. Don't ask me why, but it's fine. We got it squared away now. It's afternoon. You guys are an hour behind, right? You guys are in Central?
Yeah, I'm in Central.
Yeah, so it's 3:35 p.m. here. So with that being said, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to wherever you are around the world. If you are tuned in, watching the stream, I got my bubbly, which is my pop replacement. Yes, we call it pop in my neck
Good
of the woods.
good man.
Oh yeah, I haven't had pop in almost a year, and this just satisfies that. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Yeah, I've been on that kick too, man. I got the Sam's Club bubbly waters or whatever. I like the flavors of them. They're good.
Yeah, yeah.
Keeps me from
This is really
drinking
good.
gallons of Mountain Dew.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Like pop is just bad for you. Like do what you want, but I had to give up pop at some point, so I
Yeah.
probably won't ever go back and drink it again. So, anyways,
My kicker is Slurpees. They're like I got a problem with them, man. Like every day around like 2 o'clock, I'm like, oh, I need a Slurpee.
that's funny. I like milkshakes. Like I'm a huge milkshake person, especially Shamrock shakes, man. When chamois come to McDonald's, I'm not getting paid to say that, but when chamois are out for that time period right now, dude, oh, I love them. They're so addictive.
Yeah, I don't drink a lot of dairy, so
It's probably a good thing. Don't drink dairy.
yeah. I don't know what it is. The older I get, the dairy just doesn't agree with me. So I'm just like I just avoid it at all cost and substitute that with bubbly waters and the occasional Coke Slurpee every now and then. So
There you go. You gotta feed the I don't even know what I'm trying to say. You know what? It doesn't even
all
matter what I'm trying to say. Let's get into it. JD,
right.
let everybody know who you are, what you do, what you're all about. You're my guest today,
All
implementing
right.
the Split Vanilla JavaScript SDK inside of Vue app. And there's a reason we're doing it this way, which we'll get into. But uh,
Yeah,
the,
so I am a software engineer two, whatever that means, at Garmin here in Kansas City. That's right, two. Um, I'm a big Vue guy. I found Vue probably about 5 years ago at a previous company where we were using, I think, Angular like 1.5 or something like that, and we just needed something more modern. And we did a test where we built this email generator app, and we built it in the new Angular. We built it in React, and we built it in Vue. The exact same app. And they all three did the same thing, but it was really an exercise to kind of see where the other developers were thinking of, like what's kind of the best DX for our team. And Vue just won outright. Like everybody was like, Vue, let's use that. So I kind of threw myself all into that and tried to weasel my way into the community over the last like 2 years. And I've been doing a lot of speaking, going to conferences where I met you, um and was lucky enough to speak at the Vue conference last year, which was a goal of mine. So got that checked off. Next goal was to present at KCDC, which is coming up this summer. Got that checked off. So I'm just setting goals and working my way toward them, trying to build cool stuff in Vue. So that's what I'm about.
That's what's up. Where can people follow you on Twitter?
Oh, at jdhillen.com. Or I'm sorry, just at jdhillen. Any links that I put or any social media you want to follow me on is just links.jdhillen.com. You can find that on Twitter. It's the only link in my bio. So if you want to stalk me on any social media, just hit me up there.
That's what's up. We are going to have fun in KC. We are going to have fun in KC Mo, and you are in KCK. KC Mo is going to be fun. If
I am on the Kansas side. I'm about 20 minutes south of downtown. I live out in the burbs. But I worked for a long time for startups and other industries. I worked in the beer community for a while. I was working at a brewery here in Kansas City called Boulevard Brewing Company, doing development work for them. So I've had a lot of jobs. I work downtown. I know all the hot spots. People after KCDC got announced, people have been hitting me up for barbecue recommendations. I got you. We'll go eat that barbecue all over the city. I know all the spots. So
yeah, I've been down to KC enough now. I think I've been speaking for the past 5 years now. I think 4 or 5 years now. So like I also know a little bit of the little hot spots. But a huge shout out to Jeremy Meese for turning me on to Buffalo State Pizza. Buffalo State Pizza is the whip, and they do amazing slices of za. They're like big New York style slices. It's a really, really fresh place to go check out. So if you are in KCMO or even KCK, because I think you got to cross over to KCK to go to Buffalo style chicken or Buffalo State chicken. Yep. Buffalo State Pizza. Buffalo State Pizza. Hopefully PJ's not watching. He might chin check me for saying that. But yeah, if you haven't had a chance, definitely check out Buffalo State Pizza. We're gonna have a blast in Kansas City. I'm super stoked to be there and super stoked to have you in the community. So I just want to throw that out there. I know that
thanks, man.
You say you wanted to fit more in the community, son. You fit in the community. There ain't no trying to fit in the community. One for all.
Yeah,
Here we go.
I wrote this blog post. What was that? Like December. That was kind of like a year and a half in review and what I called being a fake DevRel. Just because I'm not sponsored by a company. I don't really have anything to promote. I like talking to people. I like being out there, and you never know who you're gonna meet. So, luckily I met you. I see Todd in the chat. I met Todd. A bunch of other people. My first conference that I went to about 2 years ago when I first started doing this, I didn't know a soul. I just went in, just like, I'm going to make some friends. And sure enough, I did. I walked away with a handful of people that I've met, and have hung out with at other conferences. So like, I never feel alone. Interactive people with Twitter. Like that's the other thing. Like I've had a Twitter account since the original beta of Twitter, like 15, 16 years ago. And I didn't get it. You know what I mean? Like I would post stuff, but I wouldn't like interact with people. And I'm like, I'm already interacting with other people on Facebook and even MySpace back in the day. But like, I didn't need to like repost all this other stuff. And it wasn't till about 3 years ago where I was like, oh, tech Twitter is like a thing. So maybe I should just like get involved with that and, leave all the friends and celebrities and stuff aside and just focus on tech Twitter stuff. So that's what I've been doing. And, it's been a really cool ride.
Yeah. We are stoked to have you in the community, brother. Appreciate all of the things. We had fun in London. We're going to have fun in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So, well, with that being said, I don't want to get off on a tangent about community.
No. Let's do it.
As much as this is about community, this is about working on some fun little things today. For anybody that doesn't know, if you are new to the stream, my name is Chris. I'm a developer advocate at Split Software. Split software is feature management and experimentation and monitoring platform, A/B testing, feature flags, all the cool stuff like that. If you want to follow Split on Twitter, right down there, twitter.com/split software. If you want to follow your boy on Twitter, twitter.com/salt and burnham. And if you're interested in feature flags and experimentation and A/B testing, but you're not quite ready to, sign on the dotted line, if you're interested in what Split is doing, interested in the product, you can sign up for free for a free account. So just split.io/sign up. Check that out. I can put that down here as well. Let me put it here. Let me grab this. Copy that and put it in the chat. Cool. Yep, split.io/sign up for a free account. Perfect. Okay, JD, what are we doing today? What are you going to walk me through and watch me fumble with my JavaScript knowledge?
I know you're not a big JavaScript guy, so we're gonna try to keep it low level. So like I said, I'm a big Vue guy. I like building in Vue. It's just my personal preference. No hate to anybody else that uses React or Svelte or whatever. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you use. It's what you're trying to build. So we're gonna walk through implementing some feature flags in a Vue app, and maybe we'll toggle on some different divs or display some information based on those. But we got to start with a Vue project.
Sweet, let's do that. And just for the audience, if we don't get through all of this today, since we did get a late start, JD and I will schedule a part 2, which I'm thinking we might have to get a part 2 going. I think it'd be great if we get it up and running, get some code on the screen, and then part 2, we will go into the back end of Split, into the web console, and we can walk through that and set up the feature flags and do all that stuff. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Sweet. Sounds good to me. All right, let me add that to the stream. All right, can everybody see that? I'm going to bump it up some here. Should be big enough. Clear that out.
I gotta compliment you. That's a nice terminal. What do you use in iTerm 2?
So I'm using iTerm 2 with ZSH and power level 10,000 to do all of the modification of the UI to it.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's one I haven't tried yet. I use the ZSH and a couple other things, but I like customizing it myself. So
100%. I love it. I got
my own little thing.
Hell yeah. Let's go. That sounds good. Yeah. There's a bunch of different colorways. There's like a big prompt that you can it's pretty much a CLI tool when you install power level, and you can choose how you want it to look, and if you want it to be compressed and not compressed, and if you want like all this information over here, if you don't want it, if you want like the carrot look, you can do a round look. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. So let's see the end of that. We are going to CD into Twitch stream demos. And then we are going to create a directory. So for anybody that is unaware, I'm just using some introductory Linux commands, make dir, touch, stuff like that, clear. I have a lot of these set up as aliases in my ZSH file, my bash profile. So your mileage may vary. So if you see me doing something like dot or dot dot without using CD, that's why. So let's do a Vue app feature.
Real quick, what version of Node are you rocking?
Let's check. We are using 14.18.1.
Okay. Real quick, we're gonna have to upgrade that to 16 at least.
Well, let me check and see what I have. I don't even have NVM on here. I thought I did.
Oh no.
Is there a way to view all the versions on your machine? Don't have NVM? Yeah.
I'm sure there is. I don't know the command offhand. Let me look.
Would you just like node view ls? I don't know. I thought I had more than one version of Node. Check versions
It's just
of.
it's just NVM LS.
Oh, I don't even have NVM installed. Womp, womp, womp. All right. So if we were going to just install 16, how would we do that?
All right. Well, I would say start with NVM.
All right, let's get that installed then. So what is it? NVM, npm install nvm-g.
Let's see. There's a. Well, do you have Homebrew by chance?
I do. I have brew.
I think you can install it through Homebrew.
Is it just brew install nvm?
Yeah, I'm just verifying that. Yeah, it's just brew install NVM.
Let's do that then. Brew install nvm. Ah, brew install nvm.
As we watch these beautiful loaders going on.
All right, I think we are good there.
Yeah, so I mean, if you guys don't know, NVM is Stanford Node Version Manager. So you can have multiple versions of Node installed on your machine, and you can just hot swap them back and forth.
Yeah, I love using NVM. I swear I thought I had it installed on here though. I guess it was wrong. All right, so brew install nvm.
All right, so NVM is up and running. Type NVM space ls real quick just to see. You might have to reload your terminal.
All right, let's kill it. And then let's bring it back up. What is going on here? Let's do nvm reinstall. Or, geez, I don't know what's happening. I have no clue what just happened. Let me do this again.
Yeah, I don't know
like
what
it changed all my colors. That was very, very odd.
Homebrew just doing what it does.
I guess so. Jeez. Brew and reinstall nvm. Okay. Brew install nvm. So we have that. All right. So we want to do nvm. How come it's not? What is going on here? All right. There's got to be another way of doing this. Let's not do it with brew.
Okay. Let's hold on. I'm going to send you a link real quick. You're on a Mac, right?
Yes, sir.
So it looks like we need to remove existing node versions. So there's a command in that link that I just sent you that we can go for. So we already got Homebrew installed. We need to uninstall node. So that first line, brew uninstall ignore dependencies node. Okay, that's fine. Do the next one, the brew uninstall force node.
Okay.
Okay, that'll clear it out. So then next we're gonna make a directory, but it needs to be in your root.
I think we're there.
Okay.
Yeah. I think. Let's do.
Is this whole thing just me breaking your computer?
It might be. So it says your system's ready. So it says brew update, brew install NVM. Let's do that. Let's do brew update.
We probably didn't brew update. That was probably the issue.
Brew
Are you up to date?
install
All right.
NVM.
All right, it's installed.
Reinstall NVM. Well, so, okay, so let's do.
Is the problem just NVMs just not getting picked up by?
I think so. All right, let's try this. Let's do. I don't know why this does this every time I.
We didn't here. Hold on a sec. We didn't add brew to or not brew NVM to our ZS or the bash profile. So we got to do that.
Yeah,
that's probably why it's not picking up.
Actually, you know what? It's going to be. It's going to be this, but it's going to be SHRC. All right. And then we're going to add this. We'll just put it. Paste it. Escape. WQ. And we'll source it. There's some Vim magic for you.
See, I'm already impressed. I don't know Vim. I never bothered using it, so.
Oh jeez. Clear that out.
Like I started out in design, so like I want everything to have a GUI to it.
Right. Okay, so let's try this again. NVM ls. All right.
Perfect. Now we're good. So we need to install 16. So let's go ahead and NVM install 16. And you can go ahead and add 14 back to it too.
Great. Right, so we'll just do NVM install 14 as well.
Yeah, might as well, just in case.
Yeah, I think I need that for some things.
So then you can type NVM use 16. Great. Now we're on it.
All right.
So now that we got NVM installed, and now that we got Node installed, let's go ahead and create a Vue project.
Let's do it. All right. So let me go back to that, and we're going to go into Twitch. Right. And so do I need to make a directory right now, or are we going to use some type of like UI that's going to scaffold this out for us?
Well, you're going to get some prompts, but we don't need a project or a project folder. So we'll be able to create one as we go.
Sweet. All right. What's the first step?
All right. So we're going to do npm init view at latest. Go ahead and hit that.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to install it. So let's give it a project name.
Let's call it feature. What do you want to call it?
Just split feature flags or split view feature. That's fine. Let's go with the original title that we were going through. Personally, I would say no on TypeScript, but that's just because I don't really use TypeScript. JSX, we don't need. View router, we probably don't need. View router is basically how to have multiple pages in a single page application. Pina is for state management for a store. We probably don't need that. And VTest, we're not doing any unit testing, so let's forget that. And end-to-end, we don't need Cypress or Playwright, so we can skip that. ESLint, it's up to you. All right,
Sweet.
so let's, all we got to do is CD into that. Do npm install to install those dependencies.
Yeah.
And there shouldn't be that many.
And then can we open this up in VS Code and then go from like switch over to VS Code and go from there?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I don't know why that keeps doing that to me, but we'll fix it. Because what I'm going to have to do is switch it here in VS Code. Shell command code successfully installed. I don't know why it doesn't stick around. Like, that's the thing that bothers me.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Go to the right half. Let's do the left half. We don't even really need to do that. We can just bring this over here. Bring this over here. Get the terminal going.
All right, so kind of before we start, there is a VS Code plugin I want to talk about, and it's called Volar, VOLAR, and it's kind of the official Vue language feature for Vue that'll gives you the code highlights and stuff. So you might want to install that too.
It's called Volar.
Yeah, VOLAR. Yeah, it's that first one right there. Yeah, go ahead and install that one.
All right, should be good.
So now when you look at those Vue pages, it'll actually give you the code highlighting and stuff. It'll recognize those extensions, those Vue extensions. So kind of just to walk you through the Vue app. So we have a main index HTML, and that is basically just to load main.js, which main.js, and you see that div ID app right there. That div is where the Vue app is going to get loaded into.
Got you.
So the first thing, let's pop open main.js and take a look at that. So main.js is basically just creating the Vue app. So you import create app for the from Vue. You import app from vue.app, which is kind of the entry point. It's weird. It's kind of like it's kind of Inception, where you've got a thing within a thing within a thing that finally loads. You import your main CSS, and then you create this app, and then that dot mount, you pass it the ID of what you're going to what that ID of the div in your index file. So it just tells it where to go. So let's pop open app.vue and take a look at that real quick.
All right, app.vue. So this is sort of really, I don't want to say like it's almost identical, but it's very similar to React, right? Because in React you have,
Yep.
your app where you put everything inside your app, and then you say, create React app, whatever CRA uses nowadays, and just take everything that has that ID or that component and shove that where the ID of app would be, or the ID of root.
Yeah, exactly.
Got you.
So in a Vue template, there's basically three parts. There's the script setup, or the script tag, the template tag, and then your styles. So script is where all your JavaScript logic is going to go. Template is where all your markup and your HTML is going to go, and we'll modify that a little bit with some script tags. And then styles are exactly what they are. It's just CSS. But the big thing with Vue is they promote single file components. So all this stuff is encapsulated in one file. That way you don't have multiple files all named index inside a folder. It just makes it a little easier to navigate. So absolutely everything is in one location. So let's say you have a component, called breadcrumbs or something. Like all the breadcrumb logic is going to be in that one file.
Got you.
So in this app.vue, we're importing two things. And let me go back. One of the other concepts of Vue is the components. Like everything is a component. A page is a component. A component is a component. It's just a matter of your organization and where you place things. So right now we have just that app.vue, and it's loading in the components, that hello world component, and what is that? The welcome component. Why don't we fire this up and take a look at what it looks like?
All right, so that would be,
it's just npm run dev.
All right, let me grab this. Booyah.
So there you go. You did it. You got a Vue app going, man.
Woo-hoo.
Pretty simple, right?
Yeah, it's not too painful, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So one of the other things about the latest version of Vue is that they switched over from Webpack to Vite. Vite is a super fast compiler for well, I guess it's platform agnostic, but it was written by Evan Yu, who's the creator of Vue, and it's been adopted away from Webpack, because in my opinion Webpack was slow and bloated, and it took more time to configure anything in there than it did to get anything done. So Vite is just kind of built out on the fly, everything that you need, and it uses rollup as a compiler. So it's super fast, super performant, and it's platform agnostic. So even if we were doing this in React or Angular or whatever, we could still use Vite, which is really cool. And then one of the other features of that is what they call hot module reloading. So if you change anything in this page, so if you throw another div on there, or an H1 or whatever, and then save that file, it's automatically going to reload that page right there. So this is the welcome screen. This will show up at the very bottom of the page, I believe.
So if we do that,
yeah, it's got to save that file.
Save. Oh, there we go. So
okay, there you are.
So let me move it up some. Let's put it in here. Boom. Oh, that's nice. I like that. I love hot reloading. Back in the day, like browser sync was like one of the OG, and I think a lot of places, a lot of projects still use browser sync, or it's like a modified version of browser sync. But one of the coolest things about browser sync was that you could use browser sync across multiple devices. So like if you had like a device lab set up, you could have your iPhones and your Androids and all that other stuff. And the second you hit save in your code, it would update across all your devices. So that was one of the reasons I love this stuff, man, because back in the day when I started writing code, you had to refresh. Like it was a manual process. So not having to switch back and forth, saves a lot of time.
I remember I was working at an ad agency, and we had this project where we needed to test on, I think it was like 10 different devices at the time. This was probably like 2012, 2011, somewhere around there. And so our tech lead went out and bought all these devices, and we created this kind of this testing area where they were all plugged in and they were all synced up. And yeah, we definitely use browser sync for all that.
That's awesome.
Now we just test it in Chrome and call it good, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the only browser, right? That matters. So
I don't know. I've been looking at that Polypane. Have you heard about that? Check out Polypane. It's a paid service, but they have similar to like setting up multiple devices. You can have multiple instances of the same app open in one browser that you can scroll through. And I don't know. I was talking to James Quick about this a little while ago, and he did a video on it, and it's a really cool service. Unfortunately, it is a paid service, but the features of it look really, really cool, especially if you're doing a lot of front end web design, a lot of modular, responsive web design. This site this app might be a good fit for you.
Wow.
And it plays well with everything. So
I thought I saw somebody that was, I think I was reading a tweet from this person about Polypane, or somebody was talking about it, but this looks really cool. Like a lot of people have tried to do this, and it lasts for so long and then it fails. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and there's a really cool feature on it that does SEO and meta tag data filtering. So like there's a little panel that you can click on, and it'll show you what your website will look like when you share it on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. So you can kind of make sure that all that SEO and that metadata is all good in one place. Without having to use like a separate website or something. So that I think that's a really cool feature. But again, like I said, you've got, multiple windows. So if you have multiple breakpoints in your site, you can test them all at the same time, and you don't have to, continuously change sizes like you do in Google Chrome.
That's sweet. Yeah. I also love this gradient. Like as a design person and a UI person, I like this site a lot.
Yeah, the site looks nice. Like I said, I started out in design too, so I really appreciate when websites and applications take the time to make their stuff look really good.
Yes. Yeah. The devil is in the details, I always say. So
absolutely.
Awesome.
So anyway, back to Vue.
Let
me pull up a project here that I've got. All right. So since this is a single page application, we don't have a router installed and we don't have anything else installed. Everything is going to be done in this app.vue. Okay. So hello world, we could probably get rid of. The welcome, we could probably get rid of. So if you delete both of those and then delete them out of the template as well.
So this right here, right?
No, you can leave those. I'm talking about it in app.vue. We want to delete those template tags that we imported.
Got you. So delete this one.
Yeah, and that hello world right under the wrapper.
Oh, there it is. Got you.
Yeah. So if we save that, then we, like I said, in the side panel, you should just see the logo and that H1 that you created.
Yep.
So now, if we want to do the feature flags just in this page, we can definitely do that and just make it one page. But we can also break it out into components too. I think for the sake of this, I think we just do it all on one page. and call it good.
Sweet. So
So
here, I get an idea. Let's do well, I want to hear your thoughts first. Like what kind of UI do you want to build first before we get into the feature flag stuff, which will probably be the next episode.
okay. Oh, I don't know. I've been really doing a lot of grid work lately. Just building stuff out of grids. I don't know. I'm a pretty basic designer nowadays because I've been doing development for so long. So I kind of leave it up to the CSS master here.
Let's get a color in here. What color do we want to use? Let's see. I'm not going to use this color, but it brings up the whatchamacallit for me. It's right here. Oh, I like that color. And let's do a font weight on it. We'll just do bold. And then let's just center it. We're not using any flex stuff right now. We'll just center it like that. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. All right. My hands are my hands are yours. Let me tell me what you want me to do, and I'll make it happen.
All right. So when it comes to feature flags, what are some of the use cases for feature flags?
So a really good one is, and I use this as an example in the talk. One of the talk I give, and the talks I'm going to be giving, the upcoming talks I'm going to be giving, is like when you have just a button on the page and you want to show a specific style of button to like your control group, which is like, how can I say this? Let's say this can, for instance, it's always going to be this color, this can, right? Then you'll have a separate can that's a different color, maybe a different size and shape. That would be the other half of that, right? So showing one set of users the OG style and another set of users a different style, right? So you could have like one button that's a color in a certain size, and that's 50% of your users are going to get that. And then you'll have another button that's hidden, but anytime a user hits the experience, they might either get one or the other.
Right. All right. Well, let's build a button then.
Let's build a button. So we're going to use a button tag, and then let's see. This button is pretty sweet. That's big. That's fine. And then we're going to do it again. This button is pretty fresh.
Okay.
So we have two buttons here.
So let's viewify this thing a little bit. So let's go up to the script tag.
Script tag.
Right. And the first thing we're going to do import curly brackets ref, ref, and then from in single quotes view.
Like that?
Oh, that curly bracket goes on the right after ref.
Got you. Like that.
No. The curly brackets go around ref, not from view.
Oh, vey. Hold on. Ref.
And then
from.
Yeah, then break out of that. From
there
view.
We go. Fucking spell.
All right. So what we're doing is ref is a reactive variable, right? So view just automatically knows that when that variable changes, it should update the template, right?
Okay.
So underneath import, let's create a const. And let's call it button OG text. Okay. And then we'll set that to equal, and then ref with regular parentheses, and then inside that, let's take that this button is pretty sweet text and copy that in there, and then put single quotes around it. Right. Okay. So then in your template, down in the first button, let's set that to this is double curly braces.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're getting fancy now. Double curly braces, and then put button OG text. Save that.
Saved.
Okay. So if you look in our page, it's still the same, right?
Yeah.
So so now if we wanted to, we could do the same exact thing for the other button. Actually, let's change that const to vars, and I'll show you the reactivity a little bit.
So var, or should we use let?
It doesn't matter. We could use either.
Let's use var just for fun.
All right. The ref in quotes, and then that text that's in the bottom.
That, and we're going to put this here. And just to show how this works. So this is lightened out because this is a feature like in VS Code, and it's a feature in React as well, that if you're not using an import or a variable or anything like that, it'll be sort of lightened up a little bit until you start using it.
Right. So, if it's not detected anywhere else in the template, that it's going to lighten out like that.
Right. Got you. So yeah, we can see if we put this up here in a variable, put the ref here, and we remove that text, it's gone entirely. You still have a button, but there's nothing in that button.
Right.
So we have to put that in and then change this to new text, and then it should come back. Boom.
Yeah.
There we go.
There it is. All right. So the next thing, we're gonna do a click handler on that button. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna write inside the button attribute, it's at click, and that is a native feature of Vue, so it's automatically going to pick up that it's a click. We're going to go equals, and then let's give it a function name of like change text. How about that? And we don't need the braces at the bottom or on the end of it.
There we go. Okay.
Okay. So then inside our script tag, underneath those button texts, let's create a new function.
All right. So let's do, so we can do a const change text equals.
Okay, and we're going to let's set button OG text to something different.
All right, so let's do button text to JD schooling me. All right, we're gonna have to escape this. Oh, come on now. Escape that one, and that should work. Oh, it's broke.
Well, we got one extra. I think we got one extra quote there.
What is going on here? We'll do this.
What we break?
Oy vey. Let's see. Let's do this again. We need this because that's the closing brace. JD schooling me. Save.
Is it still failing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think we have our function wrong. Oh, you don't need that var on there, I don't think. There we go. Okay, now if you click on that that button that we set that click event to, it's not doing it. Why is it not doing it?
Let's try. Let's put this back. Button OG text equals JD school. What's going on here? Change text, change text. Do we have to pass in an event?
No, we shouldn't have to. See, this is the kind of stuff that I always forget because I have everything set up as like hotkeys. So like
Yeah.
writing the function template, I'm just like, huh? Give me a sec.
I probably forgot how to write an arrow function. I mean, I wasn't writing that many of them anyways to begin with, but functions, JavaScript, Java to my Canadian friends. Everything I'm looking at, it looks like, I mean, I wrote it the right way.
Yeah, so you've got your at click. You might have to do. Do you need a prevent on that?
Well,
I don't know because buttons have default click tags, right?
Yeah, by default. Yeah. Isn't it prevent default?
Yeah, and then you could, like I said, you could drop that var on button text.
So when we drop it, it seems like
Open up your
really
console and
wonky.
see if there's an error popping up. Yeah, what is that?
I don't know.
I was gonna say I can't see the size of the screen. There we go. Server responded that says. Oh, are we not importing ref properly?
I think we would be importing it properly though, right? Because if that text wouldn't show up if it wasn't.
Right. No, it is. This is really embarrassing. I can't believe I forgot how to do this.
Don't you just love like live coding?
We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
I love it. This is why I don't live code on stream or live code. I live code on stream. I don't live code at conferences.
Right. That's a whole different thing.
Oh, that's a beast. That's a whole different ball game.
Let's change that const to a var on change text.
Okay.
I wonder if that's doing anything.
What is the deal?
Negative.
Button. Come on, button. Click change text. When we click that, we want to prevent the default, but we want to change the text to JD is schooling me.
See, that's the problem is that I'm not
OG.
schooling you.
Button OG text. Yeah, this is wonky.
We probably because if this is the composition API, so we don't use this on anything.
Should we kill the server and start it again?
Yeah, you could try that. I'm still wondering about this failed to reload view app non-existent modules.
Nope, nothing seems to work. But there's no more errors.
Yeah,
Errors
let's try this.
Okay.
Oh, I know what it is. On button OG text, put dot value. No, I'm in the change text thing. I forgot about that. Dot value. There we go.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. So this is something that I completely forgot about at Vue 3. So instead of doing this, those refs are actually wrapped as an object, and the value is the actual string value that you're passing. So you got to put dot value in front of, or on the tail end of whatever reference you're trying to change.
Got you.
And that's I mean, I guess it's not new, but it's relatively new. Like in the past 2 years when Vue 3 came out and we switched over from the options API to the composition API, the composition API relies on value to change those objects. That's what it was. Wow. I can't believe I forgot about that.
It happens.
So now that we've got our button and we've got our colors changing, or what, not colors change, our text changing, we could also change it to change the style of the button too, if we wanted.
Oh, that's interesting. How do we do that?
Okay. So what you can do is let's just create a new class, a new button class, and give it some styles.
We'll call it button primary. Class equals button.
I don't think you need the dot.
I don't. I'm just thinking ahead.
Yeah.
There we go. And then we're going to do, let's do it down. I'll just do it here. So
while you're doing that, I want to talk to be about that second line right there in the style tag called scoped. So if you don't have that scoped style or that scoped word in there, what it's going to do is that when Vue renders, that button primary is going to be a global class, right? If you have scoped on there, then that button primary class is going to be scoped just to this component. So if you have like global CSS, I typically break it out, and I primarily work with Sass. So I have like a global component or a global styles Sass file that I drop everything into, and just import that through V. So it's readily available everywhere. So I always keep that scoped style in there, just because naming things in CSS is hard. And that's just typically what I do. I was gonna say you could probably close out of that index.html. I don't think we need that anymore.
Cool. Yeah, the one thing I'm mainly looking for is a reset, because I don't think there's a reset that's being used.
I don't believe there is.
That's why
In most of the projects,
all of this padding and width on it.
yeah, most of the okay. So for resets, let's talk about that for a sec. What do you use?
I personally use either like a trimmed down version of Eric Meyer's reset, or I use Eric Meyer's reset. So part of that, I think I saw some of that in here. Let's see.
I was gonna say I've been using Normalize for pretty much everything. What do you feel about that?
Normalize doesn't have a bunch of accessibility features within it, so that's why I don't use it. I actually talk about Normalize in one of the accessibility talks I give. Like they don't even do anything with focus, so it's essentially, I think it's essentially removed in their reset. And there's no way of knowing that unless you, like, if you were to search for focus in Normalize, you're not going to find anything that has to do with anything that's accessibility related. But if you do it in Eric Meyer's reset, you will. So that's why I use.
Yeah, and I know, like, with these personal projects that I've been working on, I know I'm trying to keep it as accessible as possible. I'm not putting a lot of extra divs and stuff in it. I'm trying to write semantic HTML for the content, making sure my tags are done right. And primarily I'm using markup to do all that, and then that just converts over to HTML, and that's dropped into an article tag. So I will definitely check out that Eric Meyer reset, because like I said, I've been using Normalize for a long time, and if it doesn't have some of the accessibility stuff in there, then I will definitely swap it out.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's been updated, but the last time I checked, and now granted it's been a little bit, but last time I checked, like, I didn't see anything in there. But I think this little bit of reset right here is really all we need. I don't know why this 20 pixels above and below looks really big to me on my screen, but that might be just because of the screen. It's 20. There's nothing else that's affecting the border box, the box model. So it's 2020 and then 15.429 high. So
yeah, you're right. It looks like that Normalized CSS was last updated 5 years ago. So it might be time to upgrade.
Yeah,
that's a good
maybe
call.
just a little bit. But yeah, let's see. Even if we do this and drop that down, yeah, 1 pixel of padding. So that's. I'd like to know where that's coming from. That 1 pixel of padding on the top and bottom, and then left and right is 6.
I was gonna say I dropped that reset in the link if you just want to copy and paste that in.
Let's see here. Let's copy it. Let's open it up. Paste. And go. Let's put it up here and check it out. Yeah, this is a big one. Well, it's not actually, it's trimmed down some now. Let's put it in there and see what happens. We're going to create CD source assets, if I can spell, touch reset.css, back out of this, back out of that. We'll save that reset.
So the next thing, we need to go to that main.js and import that style sheet.
All right, we're going to import that first because that'll reset everything, and then we can see if anything will happen. Nope, nothing happened. That's weird. Oh, well, we'll leave it the way it is. If not, it's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand. Okay. So you've got main, base. What's in base? Wonder if that's got something on there.
Yeah, I just
looks like just a bunch of colors and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, well, no big deal.
Okay. So anyway, where were we? We were adding a class to a button, right?
Yep.
So let's
right here, class button primary.
Right. So let's the next thing that we're going to do is that we're going to basically give it that class but toggled on a variable. Okay. So in front of we're going to change up the CSS a little bit. In front of class on that button, we're going to put a semi what is it, semicolon? Or no, what are the two dots is?
Like a colon.
Yeah, but put it in front of class. The word class.
Okay.
No, at the beginning.
Oh, in front of.
Yeah. Okay. So this is basically Vue's way of telling it is like, hey, this is going to be there's going to be some kind of calculation on it. So then on inside of the parentheses of class, we're going to type, or we're going to put curly braces.
Where's that go?
Right after the first quote.
Curly braces.
So curly brace there. And then inside of that, we're going to type button primary or BTN primary.
Oh, okay. Got you. This?
Right. And then at the end of that, we're going to put another, what is that called? It's not a semicolon. The other
Curly
one.
brace.
No.
Colon.
Colon. Yeah, just a colon. It's just a regular colon. After button primary, colon. And then we're going to say is active, is capital active. And then another curly brace. Okay. So if we go up, let's go ahead and change that from a dash, that BTN dash, to just BTN capital primary. Okay, so there's no class. Let's change the class then in the styles to just be. I know this doesn't follow BEM, but
BTN primary. Okay. BTN primary.
Right. So it's saved right now, but in the template we don't see it, right? Because it's not using that is active. So let's create that and let's go back up to the script tag up in the top.
Okay.
And let's create a new variable. Let's do it under button new text and say is active.
Okay.
And we're just going to make this a Boolean. Let's just say false for now. Right. So then let's do inside of change text. After we change that value, let's toggle is active to true. So back in your change text function, let's put it there.
All right, so we're going to do
is active.
Is active.
And we're just going to change that to true. Now, the reason we don't have to use value on this is because it's not a ref. It's just a straight value.
Gotcha. All right, saved.
Or it's not reactive anyway. So now if you click the button, it should apply that text. Boom, there you go.
Sweet.
So we can toggle that by doing is active instead of equals true. We can say is active exclamation point is active. So this should toggle it back and forth. So if you click on it once and then click on it again. Nope. Why is that not working?
Does this have to be true?
Oh, where am I doing that? Hold on just a sec. It should just read the value and then just counter whatever the value is. It should just be scroll back up to your script real quick. Var is active. And why isn't that working? It must be some falsy. Change that var to a let.
Nope.
Let's drop that event prevent default. That's probably what's doing it. Yeah, I don't think we need that anymore.
Get rid of that. Oh.
Why isn't that toggling?
I thought maybe that would be it. Nope.
There's another strict inequality that we could try. Let's do here. Go back. It's is active equals is active.
Okay.
And then instead of go ahead and delete that exclamation point. And then at the end of that line, do exclamation point equals true. Let's try that. And it's not toggling it. Why is that not doing that?
Womp. Womp.
I mean, I guess we could just wrap it in a ref and call it good.
Whatever you want to do. We're coming up. I was going to say we're coming up till 5 o'clock.
Okay. Let's go ahead and change that to a ref. Instead of false, wrap false in a ref on the is active declaration.
So then we do what? Ref like this?
Yeah, ref, and then wrap that in parentheses.
Okay.
There we go. And then down in the bottom, we're going to change that to is active dot value equals, and then let's try exclamation point is active dot value. Let's just try that just to see what. There we go.
Cool.
So now we're toggling classes based on a feature flag, essentially.
Right. Yeah. Without the feature flags, but with the feature flag.
Feature flags.
Right.
Right.
Gotcha,
so we're kind of setting ourselves up to implement those feature flags.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then we could do another function underneath change text. Let's just call it reset text. And we can change the value of OG text. And we'll just put it back to what it was originally called.
So then we just do
OG text dot value. And then we'll set that to equal to some new string.
There.
Yo. And then let's do let's change it. Let's toggle is active again. So basically copy and paste that same exact line. Okay. And then let's put reset text on the second button. So we'll do another at click event on that second button there.
Yeah, button.
Yeah, right there.
Reset.
Okay, so now if you turn that on, and then while it's green, click the other button, it should reset everything.
Oh, that's cool.
There we go. So basically, we're just toggling on and off without using the split software feature flags, which I guess we'll implement next time. And then we have another button that just removes that class, because that class is dynamically based on the value of is active.
Got you. Cool. Yeah, because what we're going to set up, we're going to use the Vanilla JS SDK, and then based on, and you can do it with CSS, which I give, like the couple talks I give are using just the vanilla JavaScript CDK with CSS and just toggling a class on and off based on percentage the percentage of users that hit that. So like 50%
Right.
might see this green one, and then 50% of users might see an orange one, right? But every time you refresh, you're going to get a different experience, or you might get the same one. It might take you a couple times to refresh and get the other one. So that's what we're going to implement in the next episode.
All right.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, it sounds great, man.
Sweet. Well, JD, I appreciate you taking the time out. I know we had some, like I was saying earlier, we had some technical difficulties in the stream, but we made it happen.
Sorry, I had so many brain farts. I've been living 10-year-old baseball for the last like 3 months. So like trying to do technical work, I'm just like,
yeah. No, dude, I feel that. I mean, the weather, like life. I just came back from Florida. Celebrated a birthday this week. Came back from Florida from a paintball tournament. So like trying to.
Oh, yeah,
I was
happy
sick
birthday
yesterday.
to you, man.
Thank you. Sick yesterday, so I'm trying to like get back into a mental space to do all of the things. Once again, follow JD on Twitter if you want, twitter.com/JD Hillen. I really suggest that you do follow JD. His musical tastes are a reason that him and I get along so well, and we just like having fun together. If you want to, well, I'm even going to showcase this other thing. We'll talk about that when the time gets here. If you want to follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Salt and Burnham. If you want to follow Split Software, which I hope you do, twitter.com/Split Software. And if you want to give Split Software a try, you can sign up for free. No questions asked. Split.io/sign up. JD, I want to thank you again for kicking it with me, hanging out, making things happen. We're going to make some more things happen in the next episode. How does next week sound? I'm flying down to Florida for Orlando Code Camp next week, but should have some time before that. And even while I'm down in Florida, I'll just take my whole mobile setup with me and go down to Florida. And if you want to do part 2, we can knock it out next week sometime.
Yeah, we can definitely do that next week. Let's do it.
Awesome. Cool. Like I said, I appreciate you joining me. Let's see if there's anybody that we can raid. Let's see here. I don't even know if anybody's streaming right now. Let me check. AWS is, so we're going to raid them. We're going to start the raid here. Unable to raid AWS at this time. Oh, geez, this is just a bunch of problems today. We're not going to raid anybody. We're going to cut it off. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. We're gonna knock out some Vue stuff next week. This code will be up on GitHub, so if you want to grab it, take a look at it, mess around with it, we can do that. And then I'll probably work on it a little bit this weekend, get those buttons squared away as far as like the style, and then
make them look sexy.
SDK. Yeah, we can go through the SDK next week and set that up, and we're ready to rock and roll. So,
all right, sounds great.